What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be like something I have never done before, but I have to be honest, when I first considered starting a YouTube channel, this was the video that I wanted to make. So I have to admit I'm a reality TV junkie, and my favorite reality show and competition show is The Challenge that airs on MTV. So The Challenge used to be known as the Real World Road Rules Challenge. If you were a castmate on one of these shows, then you had the opportunity to go on The Challenge, where you competed for your share of cash prize. So over the years, The Challenge has kind of evolved into something a little bigger, including more shows. So I'm pretty much going to go over my predictions. So who I think is going to make it to the finals, who do I think is going to win, who do I think might bring some drama, who do I think the alliances are going to be, and things like that. So this is going to be the cast introduction video along with my predictions, and I'm also going to be doing some weekly recaps after each episode premieres. So this season is premiering on April 1st, and it is called Season 35 Total Madness. So before I jump into it, I thought it would be kind of cool if I can to watch the trailer alongside you guys. I guess there is a shorter cut as well as an extended cut. I'm going to go ahead and watch that shorter version just to kind of prepare myself for this video.
I'm out for revenge. All bets are off. I will send you home. We're living in a bunker with no windows and no doors. We're going to war. This season, you're here to prove that you're the best. I'm done with people skating by. The only way to make it into a final is to win an elimination.
The game has changed. This is the kind of twist that is felt through the entire house.
I'm going crazy on day one. It looks like a literal war zone.
This place is meant to break you.
Everyone in the bunker is losing their mind. You're gonna have to go at it alone. This is kind of a free-for-all.
This place is terrifying.
I'm surrounded by liars, scumbags, and crybabies.
They're not your friends!
What the hell is roaming these hallways at night?
Oh, this game's of mine.
This place can send you mad. But if you let
Okay, first impression based off the trailer is that it looks freaking awesome. So a couple things that I've noticed from a few news stories as well as the trailer is that it seems coming into this there are no teams. It doesn't seem like it's been like the last couple seasons where it's been like the UK or the Brits versus the Americans or anything like that. It doesn't seem really that right now that it's going to be guys versus girls either. Of course, a lot of the times when it comes down to it, they compete against, or girls compete against girls, guys compete against guys, but we'll see how that plays out. But from what I've gathered so far, it does seem like there's going to be the $1 million prize again. So we'll see how that is going to get split up between the top 3 challengers. They're going to still do top 3 take home a prize like they've done in the past or not. Also quickly wanted to know, I'm going to link below a video that does go further into depth about those players, like what shows they come from and their history on those shows, how many challenges they've been on, kind of who they're already associated with and things like that. I'll link that below, but for now I'm just going to go through the cast and kind of give my overall first impression. One thing to note from the trailer though that seemed interesting is that TJ, the host, said that you can't make it to the finals without competing in an elimination. So that is a huge change from the past season. So there's been times where literally players have won or they have made it to the top 3 or the finals without even competing in an elimination. So they've pretty much just been lucky enough to skate by and kind of talk to the right people, politics, things like that. So that is a huge twist this year. Let's start with the veterans first, and then we'll move on to the rookies. So let's start with the guys. All right, we got CT, who definitely is probably one of my favorite players. He is pretty much a challenge legend, a veteran, has been on numerous seasons. He's always one of my favorites, so I hope that he makes it pretty far. We have Corey, who I honestly am just not a fan of. It seems like he brings a lot of drama each season, and I'm not really remembering him making it too far in the past. So we'll see if he does any better this time. We have Kyle returning this year. I'm not a huge Kyle fan either. He is a little funny, like trying to stir the pot and stuff like that, but overall I wouldn't care if he got eliminated week 1. We have Johnny Bananas, which of course everyone knows him as the GOAT, the greatest of all time when it comes to the challenge world, and I'm conflicted on Johnny. There have been some seasons where I'm really rooting for him, where he seems okay, then there's some seasons he just seems like a dick. I feel like a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with Johnny. I will admit in the past when he's been kicked off early, it has made the season a little more boring, but honestly I would be perfectly fine with him not winning any money. Okay, we have Josh back, and I am also not a huge fan of Josh either. Just from the past seasons, it seems like he's always kind of just pumping himself up and making himself seem like he's this great competitor and that he could easily take down, you know, the best competitors and stuff like that. But overall, it just seems like he, I'm just not a huge fan of his attitude. Next, we have Jordan returning, and Jordan is another one of those where I've kind of had that love-hate relationship with. For those of you that don't know, or if you're new to watching the show, he does have a slight disability, missing I think a couple of his fingers, and so there's been times where he has just really dug in and competed and even won, you know, challenges with this disability, and so I've always thought it was awesome how he could overcome that and kind of prove that no matter what your limitations are, you can still do great things. That being said, sometimes I think he's a little cocky, and it just comes across as like cocky attitude, kind of rude, maybe bully-like sometimes to certain players, but overall he is engaged to Tori, and I love Tori, and so I would definitely root for both of them this season. Alright, Rogan is back this year, and again, not a huge fan of Rogan. He can go over the first week for all I care. Last season was a mess. Nelson is back, and kind of along the same lines with Corey. It just seems like Nelson always brings the drama. Way back in the day, I did root for him a lot, but now my feelings have changed a little bit. We have Bear, also known as Steven, but everyone calls him Bear. Now he is a hoot. The first time he appeared on the challenge, I kind of thought he was cocky, rude, obnoxious, annoying, but the last season he grew on me, and he brings something kind of comical to the challenge, and I think he really is a good competitor, so I'm gonna root for him to go far this season. And last but not least, we have Wes, who actually is another one of my favorites. So a lot of you that have watched this for years and years, you know Johnny and Wes are enemies, pretty much rivals. They hate each other, but if I had to pick one of the two, Wes all the way. I'm definitely rooting for Wes this season. So one thing to note, and I've seen this even circulating a little bit on Twitter, is that some of the returners think that they don't really deserve to be called a veteran until they are like a seasoned competitor, like they've been on multiple seasons or competed for a certain number of years. Now the terminology is if you have just been on the show one time, you're considered a veteran. So that's what we're going by here. For the ladies returning, we have Ashley. Ashley is another one of those love-hate relationships. I feel like I have a lot of those. You might know her best as the girl who took $1 million away from her partner Hunter a few seasons back. I think she can be a good competitor and she can be a good friend, but she's a little sneaky. We'll see what happens with her. We have Anissa back. It's been a while, but she has been on plenty of seasons, and I've never disliked Anissa. I've always kind of rooted for her and hoped that she would go far, and so I would be happy to see her go pretty far this season. Dee is back, and I am conflicted about Dee. Last season, a lot of drama, a lot of unnecessary drama and outbursts that I thought were a little extreme. Jenna is back this year, which notably absent is her fiance, Zach. So we'll see how that plays out this season. Jenna, I feel like, has always been someone that wants to compete, but she lets her emotions get the best of her. and sometimes I think it brings her down. So I'm gonna root for Jenna. We'll see how far she gets this year, but I would definitely love to see Jenna in the finals. Then we have Jenny, or Jennifer. She's back again. Jenny's pretty fierce. Seems like she'd be a really strong competitor. I know she got eliminated last season by Tori, and that was a little shocking. Kayla is back. Kayla is from Real World, and that's where I first saw her. So I had watched that season of The Real World before she even made it onto the challenge, and I wasn't even a huge fan of her on The Real World. I did end up liking her when she first joined the challenge world. She is good friends with Jenna and Nani, both people that I really do like. But it just seems like she's always been kind of a bitch. I'm not gonna root against her, but I won't be mad if she gets eliminated the first week. Tori is back this season with her fiance Jordan. She's a super good competitor. She always shows up to compete. So I'm going to root for Tori to go all the way. Maddie is back this season. I think she's a really good competitor too. I can't remember how she got eliminated last time, but I could see her getting pretty far as long as she plays her cards right. We have Tula, otherwise known as Big T. She is back this season. She wasn't around long last season, but she seemed like she'd bring a little flair to the competition. So I'm interested to see if she'll go far this season. We also have Melissa. Last time we saw her, she was getting into fights with Kayla. So I'm wondering if that drama is going to continue on this season as well. And we have Nani. Nani has always been one of my favorites. I wish that she would get pretty far in these competitions. It seems like each year she's just falling short. The one season she did make it pretty far, I believe with Leroy as her partner. They ended up getting eliminated like right before the finals or something like that, and so she's always wanted to show up to compete. I know she took quite a few years off, and then she's been back for the past couple seasons, so I'm crossing my fingers she's gonna make it far this year. Okay, let's talk about the rookies real quick. So I'm not familiar with all these rookies, but first we have Asaf. He is from Big Brother Israel, So You Think You Can Dance, and Are You the One? I don't remember him from Are You the One? It sounds like he likes to compete, so we'll see how that goes. Next we have Christopher, aka Swaggy C, and so that's just his nickname. He goes by Swaggy. A couple months ago I was bored and actually just decided to watch Big Brother on a whim. I needed a new show to binge, and so I have CBS All Access and thought, it seems like everyone watches Big Brother except me, so I'm just gonna pick a random season. I happened to pick the season that all of these rookies came from. It's a really big coincidence that the season of Big Brother I watched, there's a handful of rookies coming from that season. Speaking of that Big Brother season, we also have Fessy, otherwise known as Fessel, but his nickname is Fessy. He, I feel like, is one to watch out for this season of the challenge. So the season of Big Brother that he was on is fresh in my mind since I just watched it, and he's a pretty good competitor. He could have made it pretty far, but his politics weren't the greatest, and so I think if he can get a hold of that and kind of make good alliances, he'll make it pretty far. And then we also have one more guy named Jay. He is from Survivor. I knew he looked familiar, and I don't really watch Survivor, but I must have just seen his name places, and so I guess if he has the mental strength to go on Survivor, I think he might be okay mentally in the challenge house, but we'll see how strong he is when it comes to competitions. And then finishing it up with the ladies that are rookies, we have Jennifer. She is from The Amazing Race. From what I've seen, she didn't make it far in that season, so I'm not sure how she got cast, but we'll see. We have Casey from Big Brother, the same season as Fessy and Swaggy, and our next rookie that I'll announce in a minute. So Casey, she won Big Brother, so I have high hopes for her, and I think she's going to make it far for sure. And then Bailey was also from Big Brother. So one thing to know is that Bailey and Swaggy C are actually engaged, so they are together, so automatically there, you know, there's going to be an alliance. And I'm interested to see if the Big Brother cast is going to stick together, or if they're going to kind of keep those alliances they had when they were in the Big Brother house, because Casey was not in an alliance with Fessy, Bailey, or Swaggy C. She was with another alliance. Okay, so getting into alliances, I'm thinking for sure Kayla, Nani, and Jenna are going to be in an alliance. They're all good friends, and so they're going to be working together. I think that the Big Brother cast is probably going to kind of come together, because when you're first coming into the challenge house, you know these people based on what you've seen on TV, but other than that, you don't know them and they don't know you, and you're probably going to be a target because you're a rookie. So usually rookies stick together. Thinking about finals, I mean, that's really hard. I think Jordan could make it to the finals. I think Johnny could make it to the finals. I think CT could make it to the finals. And really, I feel like with the guys, it's probably up in the air. The fact that they do have to go against someone or compete in an elimination in order to make the finals is going to make me think about the finals more on physical strength, not just politics, because it sounds like even if you make the most deals, you're gonna have to go to an elimination no matter what. So it seems like it's gonna come down a little more to that competitiveness and physical strength. So I got Jordan, CT, Johnny making it to the finals. I think Wesk is gonna make it pretty far, but I don't think he's gonna make the finals. Now when it comes to the girls, this one to me is a little more tricky. If I'm going based on physical strength and just competitiveness, Casey from Big Brother, I feel like she's making the finals, no doubt. There's no way she's losing. Ashley is actually a pretty good competitor, so it's possible she can make it to the finals. I definitely see Tori making it to the finals. Maybe Ashley, maybe Nani, that would be nice. But I'm not too sure yet on them, but I'm seeing Casey going far. I'm wondering what the format is going to be, if it's going to be 3 guys and 3 girls make the finals, or if it's just gonna end up being just 3 people make the final. So we'll have to wait to see and find out. But I thought I would just give my first impressions on the cast, what I think is gonna happen this season, and just talk about who I like and don't like. So thanks for tuning into this video. I know it's a little bit different than what I normally post, but it's just something that's always interested me. So I am going to continue to post weekly recap, kind of just talk about what happened that week and talk about all the drama. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.